Hello, Julie here, and thank you for joining me here today. Today I'm going to be working on the cover of my current journal. I'm creating this journal using products from my design team kit from Paper Inspirations. There will be a link in the description box below to Paper Inspirations if you want to check out any of these products. Okay, so I'm going to start work on the cover, and first of all I'm going to attach my tie. I'm just going to use this ribbon and tie it on the edge. So I'll cut this in halves and use my glue to attach it on the cover here. I want to make sure that I've got it nicely attached. I don't want any chance of that pulling out once I've got my paper on the top. So I'll do that, and then I will do the same on the back. And I want them to be about level. It's probably going to be a bit sticky. So perhaps if I put this craft mat down and lay that on there, it won't stick to it, hopefully. Okay, ideally I suppose I should let that dry. So I'm going to line this up. It's not really in the middle, but straight in this one and lay that down on there. Smooth that glue out, get it right through the ribbon. Now the ribbon's a really fine ribbon, so it's not going to have any trouble with the glue, and it's not going to make the paper that I put on the cover bulk up, have a bump in it. Okay, so going to just let that dry for a minute, and while it's drying I'll just explain to you what I have done with the papers. So actually I'm going to put a couple of these clips on here just to make sure I've got it attached firmly on the edge there. I'll do the same at the back. Got these clips in my Etsy store if you are interested in having some, if you haven't already got them. They're very handy. Push those back a little bit more. Okay, so for the actual cover I'm going to use this paper. Now this is the paper that Sue from Paper Inspirations wraps her parcels in that she sends to you. What I've done is you can see the creases in there, but I have ironed it so that it's nice and flat, and then I have cut two pieces out to go on my cover, and I've cut them so that they're just slightly smaller because I want to have a little border around, and I also don't want to gunk up where the book opens, that area there. So I've cut them down. You can see that there's still some fold lines there, and I've stitched around them, I've inked around them. I didn't think you needed to watch me do that. And so I'm going to attach these on here. That one's got the corner cord up. I'm going to see if I can just undo that. Should be able to. There we go. Excellent. Okay, so we can put this on here, like so. So I might just go ahead and do that. So I'm going to use my art glitter glue once again. Try and get it up close to the edge. Some people use glue sticks to do this sort of work. I don't have enough faith in glue sticks. I've never found, well, I've never used one, so I don't really know, but a lot of people do use them and they don't seem to have any problems with them. But for me, in my mind, the glue sticks, I don't see how they can last as long as something like this. I did make some albums a few years ago, or many years ago I guess, and I used double-sided tape on them and they are coming undone. Not very pleasant. Take those off and finish that down. I'll use my bone folder in a minute to run over that and make sure I have got my glue all nicely spread out. Okay, I'm going to cut that off. So there's the front of our cover with our tie. Now I'm going to do the same for the back. Remove the clips. You can see that that glue's dry. Now how is everybody today? All is good here. The weather is pretty average. It's cloudy and overcast and there's a fairly cold breeze. But yeah, I guess it is winter, so what should we expect, eh? I think I just about need to refill my glue bottle too. When the glue bottle is, you know, fairly full, it's pretty easy to use. It doesn't take much squeezing at all. But as it gets empty like this, it does get a bit harder to squeeze and plays havoc with my arthritis. So let's have a look, see if we can get this on nice and straight. There we go. There we go. That tissue, wipe off any excess glue that comes squeezing out. Run over it with my bone folder. You can see how that does like smooth that glue out. Gets it right out to the edges. Okay, so there we have our paper on our cover and our ties in place. So now I'm going to decorate the spine, and I thought that I would like to have some lace on the spine. Now I've got a couple to choose from here. I like this one because I like that picket edge. Now I was thinking of putting that on there like so, then wrap that around to the spine and then doing the same on the back. Or I've got this one that I could put that on there wrap that around the spine and do the same for the back. Now if I do that, the back, I'm not having much on it, but which one do we prefer? Like that. It's quite nice. Or like that. I think I'll go for this one because I do like this one more. Even though I was looking more for this colour, I do like this one better. And this one goes fine with everything that's inside as well. Although this one, yeah, there's not much difference, I don't think. So I think I'll go for this one. So what I'm going to do is cut that. So I'm going to cut 2 pieces the same because I want a piece for the back as well. And pop them out of the way. Now I'm going to, which way is up? That way is up. That's not quite straight there, is it? So I'm going to place that on there like so. So this part will be about on the hinge. Okay. So I'm going to run my glue along there. And I'm going to run it along the edge of this. I don't know whether you can see what I'm doing here, but I'm just following the edge of that around, and then I'm going to run a bead of glue along here as well. And I think that will attach that there like so. I want that to realistic well on the edges, so I'm going to put some clips on there and some on here, although this bottom edge seems to be sticking just fine. I do find that if I put those clips on, it does help, does make it stick better. Now this one, I think I'm just going to overlap that centre part there, like so, and just let that back come over as far as it does. You know, it doesn't really make any difference how far it comes over on the back, so that's what I'm going to do. Got a lot of glue oozing out of there. Righto, so I'm just going to set that aside to dry for a few minutes and then I'll come back. Okay, so I'm going to make a pocket for the front of my album, and I want it 5.5 inches by 3.5 by 3 inches. So I'm going to cut this at 6.5 by 3.5, and that way I'll be able to fold the edges in by 1/2 inch and have a bit more room in the pocket. So I'm going to use this paper. I'm going to do my scoring, so I'm not going to score along the top, but I am going to score 1/2 inch on each edge and 1/2 inch on the bottom. Oops. I don't know why I don't turn that over or move it out, because it's always hard to get right in there, I think. So now I'm going to trim the corners out of this. Let's see. So just the 2 bottom corners, of course. I could have put an extra 1/2 inch on the top and folded that over just to make it a bit stronger. But this is pretty thick cardstock, so I'm not really worried about it. Now I'm going to punch a hole in the top level here. I'll try and get it around about the middle. Punch that out. So there we go. So these are going to fold over like so. And they are going to, and this pocket is going to go on there like so. I'll drop that down like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go around, take it out to my sewing machine and stitch around the edge of it. And when I've done that, I'll be back. Okay, so I've done that. Now I'm going to trim them off. Trim them off the back as well. And now I'm going to ink around the edge. And I'm just going to burnish those folds. And then I'm going to use my liquid glue to attach this pocket onto the front. I like to make sure that I get the glue as close as possible to the outside edge so that I know it's going to be stuck nicely. So I'm going to position that one down further. Don't want the glue up that high. Try again. And I want it down here, about centrally, so about there. Burnish that down. Burnish it down like that. Okay, so now that gives us a pocket. We can put something in. Actually, I might use that for the base of something to go in there. Okay, so I'll think about what I'm going to do here and how I'm going to decorate this, and then I'll be back. I decided to work on this tag that's going in there first. So what I'm going to do is cut a 1/2 inch off of this. Maybe 3/4 inch off, and then I'm going to back it with some coffee dyed paper. So what size is it? It's 4 3/4 by 4 1/2. I've got some coffee dyed paper here. Cut that at 4 1/2. By 4 3/4. That's a little bit bigger than this one, I think, so I may have to trim a little bit off, but that will be fine. Now, let's see how we go. Yeah. So, now I'm going to stick this onto here. Okay, so let's have a look at this and see what I need to trim off. Just trim that down. The rest of them look pretty well okay, actually. So I have this tag that I cut using this punch. Very hard to use, very stiff. I got my husband to soften it up a little bit, but it doesn't last. I put some lanolin on it, which worked for a short time, but not forever. So now I need to fold this in half and burnish that, and I'm going to ink it. I'm going to ink a little bit on the inside as well, so that if it does get out of alignment slightly, it doesn't stand out so much. Okay, how's that looking? Looks pretty good. Now, which way is which for this? Let's make sure I get it the right way. So this is the top. So I'm going to ink around that first. Okay, and then I'm going to attach this. So sticky tape, glue all over. Position that on there so it's about halfway. Like that. Okay, and then burnish that. Make sure I've got it all nicely glued. And then we can ink around the other edges. So we've got the coffee dyed side for writing, and we'll put a little bit of embellishment on the front, but that's nice and plain too, so you can journal on that if you want to. So I'll put a little bit of embellishment on there, and then the rest will be vacant for writing. sure the glue's still a bit wet. Okay, so how does that fit into our pocket? Looks good. And yeah, that was what I was hoping for, that it would fit down inside and it would be below there. Very good. Okay, now it's time to embellish both of those. So I'm going to collect up a few things to embellish them with, and then I'll be back. Okay, so from this sticker book, it's called Stationer's Boutique, from the Free Markup Finds. I'm going to use this flower to decorate the front of the pocket. So I'm going to go that way. So I'm going to push that down. Now these stickers have got a little border around them, but in this particular case I'm not too worried about it because it blends in nicely with the background. I'm going to cut that off because I don't want it sticking to the tag that's going to go in there. Okay, so burnish that down so it sticks nice and firmly. Now I've got this butterfly, and that came out of the ephemera pack, which is this one. And they too have a little border around them, but I've cut the border off of this one because, as you know, I'm not a big fan of borders. I'm going to ink around this. And I'm going to put a little bit of cheesecloth behind it. Now I'm going to, how big a piece do I want? Not that big. So just cut a piece off of here. Fray it out a bit. Oh, first of all I'm going to colour it with my ink. So I'm using the Vintage Photo for that, just to take the stark whiteness off of it. And I'm going to pull it out a bit, take some of those threads out, and I'm going to attach it. Now I was thinking of putting my butterfly, say, about here, so I'm just going to put this behind that. So you can't really see it, but it's a little bit of something there. Doesn't need to be stuck all the way down. And then I'm going to put, I want to roll my wings on my butterfly a little bit, so I'm just going to roll them around this pencil. And I'm going to put a little bit of foam tape, whatever you use. I've got this foam tape, but you can get it in squares and all sorts of things. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that in the middle of the wing there, and a little bit there. I'm going to put a run of glue along the body and a little bit on that tape because I don't want to run the risk of it coming off. Then I'm going to lay that onto my webbing. Just hold that down. Like so. And then I thought I might have got some of these glimmer pens, and I thought I would use one of those to go on the butterfly. So this one is a wink of Stella. Don't know if you can see the glitter on there, but I hope you can. I've got a black one here. I wonder if I did the body with the black one, if that would be good. Can't hear any ball moving around in there. There we go. I've done well, that black one is a uniquely creative one. So there we go. Don't know whether that's showing up or not, but now for the card to go in, or a journaling card or a tag, whatever you like to call it, I've got another one of these biggish here florals. Perhaps if I put a row of this, I think that floral may be too big. Let's have a look. Uh-oh. Well, that's stuck there now. So that's going to go there. Okay, so that's there, and then I was thinking maybe I could use something like this. I don't know whether you can even see what I've got there. I was thinking something like this maybe, with maybe something like that. I quite like that, but it needs something with it, and I'm thinking about if I put this like that, and then that across there. It's a bit one-dimensional for me, but I don't want to have too much on here because it's got to slide into that pocket. Too much texture, that is, too much dimension, thickness. But I would like something more on there. So, what? Not that. Something a bit more florally. Rectangle. I like that. So what about if I had something like that with a circular piece? Maybe pretty like that. And then I might put something onto here to add a bit of dimension to it, because that bit doesn't actually go into the pocket. So that will be there like that. Looks like that. Our little butterflies down the bottom. We could put a little butterfly up there, couldn't we? But I'm going to put something on there. So let me find what I want to put up here. I didn't put it here. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet, but I'll have a look and I'll be right back. Okay, so I found these suede tassels I got at Kmart, and this one, I'm going to use one of these. It's got the gold top and I've got gold in the journal, and this colour goes nicely with my card. So I thought I might attach it with a bit of gold chain. So I'm just going to cut a piece of that off. Just open the link, probably is easier. So pop that back in there and then put a jump ring on it. I'm going to put the tassel straight on that. That may be a mistake, I don't know. We'll wait and see. Join that back up. Does that hang alright? Yes, it does. And that is probably a bit too long. So now I wanted to add this little pearl on there as well. So I've got another split pin here. It's one of those ones that you split and then put this on. I might be better off to get a normal jump ring and do this with. I think I will, because I cannot be bothered fiddling around with that. So let's get a jump ring. Is that a normal jump ring? Yes. Let's open that up. Put that on there. And then hook that through one of these loops here. And then close that up. It's very cute. And I'm going to shorten that to about there. So let's open that. Take that off, close that up. Go with that. Now I'm going to take this jump ring, open that up, and put this on it. So get that end loop and pop that on there. Come on. I think I need to go and have my eyes checked. So before I close that up, I'm going to put a eyelet in here. So I'll just grab my crocodile, and I'll be right back. So I'm going to use the big hole punch, and I'm going to try and get central, and then I'm going to pop my eyelet in there. I only had this antique gold eyelet. I didn't have any of the bright gold, so I'm going to have to go with that. And then I'm going to pop this in there, and then close that up. Okay, so there we go. We've got a little dangle on there, and that is going to go in there like so. Okay, so that's the cover of my book done. I'll probably do something on here as well. I don't know whether I'll do a dangle or whether I'll just do some braid or something like that. I might run a gold braid down there and a wider one down here, something like that I think. I'm just thinking that this gold braid that I've used inside, I might run a row of that down there. Okay, I will do that. So let's cut that there. Use our glue to run a bead of glue down there. And which is the right side and the wrong side. It's the right side up and there. So it's not overpowering, just a little bit of something there to brighten that up a little. Let's just see, can I put one of these in there? Hold that in place and make sure it's nice and straight. And we've got the bottom. Like so. And I'll do the same on the back here. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry for a minute, and then I'm going to go and have a look and see what I've got to put down here. I could use actually some of this, couldn't I? How much have I got of that? Have I got enough to go down there, and then run something down the middle of it? Oh yeah, got enough. What do we think about that? So we could do that, and then, anyway, let me have a look and I'll be right back. I've got this braid here, and I'm going to run 2 rows of that so that we get that picket edge along both edges. And I could run it along just the white like that, or I could put this on there and then run that along that, so we get that extra fuzzy bit there, and we get the green behind the gold there. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go that way. So let's cut this to length. Haven't got much left. Need to buy some more. So that's going to go on there like that. So let's do that first. Okay, so our gold is stuck there now and there, so we've just got this one to do. I might undo this bow so that this can sit a bit flatter. Now let's see how much of this I need. So let's cut that there. And I need 2 of those. Right, run a bead of glue down here. So that will be our cover done. So I'll let that dry and then I'll come back and we'll finish it off. Okay, so I think that's dry now, so I'm going to cut these off. So that they're level with the top and the bottom. Okay, so that's our cover. So we've just got the plain back with the lace and the braid. On our spine we've got the lace, we've got the cotton frizz and then the gold braid. And on the front we've got the same lace and the gold braid, but we've also got a pocket and a journaling tag that has a cute little dangle on it. Okay, so that's our video for today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you've found something useful in there, and I hope you can join me for my next video. So thank you for being here and see you next time. Bye.